how devastating this is for the Celtics and what it will be for Tatum in terms of time off, in terms of rehab, everything that goes with that. There was a study that was put together. The study is titled Economic and Performance Analysis of Achilles Tendon Rupture in the National Basketball Association. That is
pretty detailed.
Official. Yeah. With 5 different researchers that contributed to this study that was published in the Orthopedic Journal Sports Medicine thingy. All right. I don't know where it was. It's a good study, though. Yeah, it's in depth. It's in depth for sure. Writing, Achilles tendon ruptures are common and potentially career-ending injuries for NBA players. Many studies have reviewed the impact of Achilles tendon ruptures on return to play and performance, but there are no studies on the economic significance. They went into not just how do players return, but they went into how do players return based on how good they are. They wanted to divide it into groups. They basically wanted to divide it into role players, reserve players, all-star players, and they found that Achilles tendon ruptures are devastating injuries that affect many athletes, and that they are seen in players of dynamic, high-impact sports such as basketball and volleyball, which frequently involve sudden plantar flexion of the feet. And I think that, to me, is the movement that he made last night in the game was the type of movement that probably makes NBA players more susceptible to something like this than, let's say, I don't know, a baseball player.
Yeah, dude, I just brought this up yesterday, just joking about pickleball. Like, and you said someo's Achilles is going to go, and then bang.
Yeah, plant, and then
look at the motions in that sport.
It's the quick twitch turn, like Maz, playing in a pickup basketball game. Boom, you're not used to that planting, but he's used to that. That's the crazy part of this. Like that dude, how many times has he cut on that ankle a day? And you think about it, like,
so
okay.
You're ready for the devastating statistics on this, because this study found every player that had an Achilles tendon tear. They found them all. They wrote that in total, 45 NBA players sustained an Achilles tendon tear between 1990 and 2023. So they had 33 years of players. Yeah. They went back and found 45 of them. Of the players they found, 3 were taken out of the study because it was a partial tear. 5 were excluded to being currently active on an NBA roster as of 2023, and therefore they didn't want to include them because they didn't know what the final result of their career was, what happened to them. So 37 players were in the study. 8 of the 37 never played again. They were done. The return to play rate was 78%. So 78% of players were able to make it back to the NBA. All right, so you think, all right, 4 or 5 guys make it back. And Tatum would obviously be a good candidate to make it back. I don't think anyone thinks he's done, right? We don't think that. No, we think he's going to be in that 4 or 5. So, okay, all right, we'll take that. Whew, good, right? You think cleared it. Of the players who did return, the players who returned to their previous level of success was 27%. Based on their metrics, were able to perform at the same level they did prior to it. So a little more than 1 in 4 get back to being the same player. You've got to assume Tatum's that 1 in 4, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that's a reach. He's a special player.
Special player.
This is the stat that, to me, was mind-blowing. Of those 37 players, only 20 of them were still in the league post-injury 3 years later. 54% of players were able to stay in the league 3 years following the injury. Meaning they started to break down, couldn't play at the same rate, may have suffered re-injury of some sort. And the mean age at the time of injury in the study was 28 years old.
Oh, God, he's right on it.
Tatum's 27. So
it's not like, this happens to older guys.
Nope.
No.
Yep.
And if you're from a Celtic standpoint, then you're looking at this like we got one of the most special players in the world. We just locked him up. We just signed this massive extension. Full guarantees, and the dude just ruptured his Achilles.
Average age 28 when this happens. He's 27.
He's right on it.
So it's not, again, what you said. It's not Kobe at the end.
No.
It's not all these old guys.
No.
This happens to play. It just happened to Dame Lillard. I mean, he's older, though. How old is he?
He's older.
30. Yeah.
But I went back and looked at it. So it was Durant, and then Klay Thompson hurt the ACL, came back, hurt the Achilles. And
Lillard's 34. He doesn't count.
Read articles about Thompson coming back from the Achilles, and he's talking about how he's accepted the fact he's never going to be the same player again and wants to become 90% of what he was when he went down with it. I don't know if he ever actually reached that because he hasn't been the same player since coming back, but that was a guy that was in his prime.
I remember him like eons ago. Marino tore his, and I've talked to him about it. He's like, it's just, you have that giddy up. It's like you drag foot a little bit. You know, and you learn to do other things. You play golf differently. You learn to drop back differently. He's like, you learn to live with it. It's just you're not the same. And that's the fear. Because he's so damn explosive.
So forget the amount of time that he'll be out. Forget how difficult the rehab might be for. No, this is about once he does make it back, is he even the same player? Is he still the same Jayson Tatum that was about to ascend to being one of the faces of the league, which had already begun, one of the best players in the league, which had already begun? You know, 1 in 3 players who made it back were out of the league in 3 years.
And when he goes down, and like your normal reaction is get up. Come on. You know, it's like off the Joe thing from a week ago. Like, get up, don't show him you're down. And then you go back to him and you see him spinning and you can just see this is something different. Then you see Brown. I'm like, oh, he ain't getting up.
We just did the segment earlier this week talking about his resume and becoming an all-time great Celtic, and now you're talking about wiping out 2 years in the prime of his career right now.
That is
brutal.
insane. It's insane. It's insane.
Horrible, horrible night for so many reasons. Brutal. Just brutal. I mean, crushed. You got to feel so awful for the player, even if you're not a Celtics fan. You saw some of that outpouring last night from tweets from other professional athletes because
you mentioned it too.
It's awful.
It's the view going down that hallway. That grainy, like, you know,
it's not even grainy. What were you? What
grainy,
TV were you watching on last night?
I know.
Fowler, show them in the monitor.
Grainy, far away.
Not grainy. It's the permanent camera like they have up in the ceiling there. That's
Grainy and tiny.
It's not Pierce anymore. Yeah.
I mean, that's not very grainy.
It's like watching those like at night 3 a.m. hospital videos where you're in an insane asylum and it's like paranormal. I go down the road of paranormal. I mean, I get a paranormal
what
feeling
are the specs on that 100-inch TV?
Why is that wheelchair moving?
It's not grainy.
It's sort of like one of those paranormal videos, man.
That like, camera right there,
stationary
You're
camera.
acting like it's Bigfoot.
Dude, it's like something you don't think you ever see.
That's a beautiful camera.
But Beetle's right. Like that's ingrained in you. Like you don't forget that. I remember when Paul Pierce got willed down and he got willed back out. Like,
that was a little different.
You don't forget that stuff, but like,
yeah.
it's those weird camera angles. Like, oh, this is different. Like you don't forget that.